Hi all, welcome to the presentation. I hope that so far you're having a great time at the conference. So I'm going to present MediaCMS, which is a modern, fully featured, open source video and media CMS. First, I'm going to talk about its features, discuss some use cases. I will then show a demo which includes the core characteristics. There will be mentions in its architecture, the development roadmap, and ways to contribute. Finally, some tips for building sustainable open source projects based on my experience on MediaCMS. So I'm Markos Gogoulos, software engineer from Athens, Greece. I have been working with Python and building web applications for more than a decade. I'm working for 6 Feet Up, and I'm the co-creator and the maintainer of MediaCMS. So what is MediaCMS? It's a video and media content management system built in Django and React. It's open source, released under a GPL v3 license. It supports multiple media types as image and video. It's self-host software, so you can use it to get a media portal working within minutes. Last, it's highly configurable and has many options. It can handle the full life cycle of media files, which starts with ingesting files, performs a number of transformations, for example, resize an image or transcoding for videos. It helps categorize and tag and organize content and make it available for show or stream based on the publishing workflow that is in place. So it supports channels with customizable options, metadata curation on media, so you can set title, description, categories, tags, and more. It provides interactions as like, dislike, report, and comment. It comes with an advanced search, supports playlists and subtitles for videos, and actions as embed, download, or share. It comes with 3 publishing workflows out of the box that they affect what can get published, who can publish, what pages the content will appear, and whether it's indexed and available for search. The default workflow is public, which allows for everyone to register and post media. Media appears on public listings, on the index page, or on search and on the user channel. Then there's the unlisted workflow, where you need to have the URL to see a media. Otherwise, you cannot search for it. And then it's a private workflow where even if you have the URL, you cannot see the media if you don't specify the password. There are also a number of groups of users with different permissions, such as editors, managers, and admins. And finally, there is advanced user management in place with all sorts of configurable options, as whether self-registration is allowed, whether email has to be confirmed, the portal, whether the portal will be invite only, and much more. Let's see some of the use cases. You can use MediaCMS when you need to self-host your content for privacy or in order to maintain full control. An example is an organization that don't want to publish their sensitive data to external services. You can build highly customized community portals. You own the content that is there. You can apply any customizations on logos, aesthetics, typography, and more. You can also use it to organize your own content. Education is a good example that can benefit from self-hosted software as this one, because students are not distracted with advertisements or with interesting but totally unrelated content. So teachers might choose what goes public. Content is available to stream, but also to download easily. Cinematic.org, which is a product partner of MediaCMS, it's a social and environmental non-profit in Asia Pacific. It has a lot of content producers and more than 5K video files. Also, criticalcommons.org, started by the University of Southern California, features content out of many professors and academics, and currently has more than 11,000 media files with their own commentaries. MediaCMS has powered the 2021 International Heritage Film Festival in Portugal. This has been an online event with more than 100 films and open access during the festival. So there's a growing number of organizations and companies using MediaCMS for their media. And we are aware of also of a number of startups building their products on top of MediaCMS. There is no tracking in place. We don't know the exact numbers, but we can make some estimations based on email and discussions on the lists. So it's time for a demo. This is a vanilla MediaCMS installation I've prepared for the purpose of this conference. So I have just logged in as admin, and I'm ready to start uploading media. So I'll find the folder where I have my media, and I can select all of them and start uploading. So the ones that get uploaded, I can see them. They start appearing here, while the rest of it continues to get uploading. I'll just wait for a few seconds so that most of the files are uploaded. And then I can, while they still get uploaded, I can open a new tab and see them here. So this is the index page of MediaCMS. As you can see, it's a responsive application. So this is how it will appear on mobile device, for example. Can show or hide the sidebar. I have my header here with options about my account. And also there's the light mode and the dark mode. Okay, so if I click on a media, this is how it appears. So all media appear on this part of the application, no matter if they are images, audio, or video. I can see the related content here on the right side. Here are the interactions. I can like download, even report, and share that media. Since I'm the owner of it, I can edit and set some metadata here, set some categories, and more. Eventually save. And so I can add a comment here. And let me just go back to the index page and see whether a video has been ready. So I'll choose this one. So this is a video. As soon as a video gets uploaded, it starts getting transcoded to a number of qualities, starting from the smaller ones to the higher ones. I can, on the download, I can see the available resolutions and or download the original file. Well, if I refresh the page, I can see that it has a better resolution, 720 is prepared. If I hover on the progress bar, I can see the small thumbnails. And if I want to share, I'll either copy the URL, or this is how it looks like. I can grab this iframe and paste it to an external place. As I said, I can download available resolutions or the original file. And I can also save the playlist. So I have created a number of playlists and I can save it there. I'll also choose another video file and save it to the same playlist. And I can also see my playlists here on under my playlists, where I can select my playlist, and this is how it appears. This is my playlist and how it appears. So there's advanced search in place. So while I start typing, I can see hints, and I can even specify more options like search with media type. I only want to see videos that are uploaded today and are sorted by that. Let's see, this is the user's the channel, the user's page. So I can set a banner, a logo, some information about me, and this is how the media that I upload will look like. Finally, there are some management pages that I can see because I'm an admin. So they are there to show in order to perform bulk actions like delete or filter. So for example, I want to see only what's public, what is video, and what is success. So or what is pending as far as the encoding status is related. Same for users. I can see the listing of my users here and the roles they have, or the comments. Okay, so back to the presentation. And let's talk a bit about technology and architecture behind the software. So the tech stack is Python 3 and Django 3 on the backend, plus React on the front end. PostgreSQL is the database, and Celery handles all asynchronous tasks. Video.js is used as the video player, and all video transcoding is handled by FFmpeg and Bento4, which prepares the HLS files. There are two easy ways to install the software. This is the single server setup. It's an one-liner after you clone the project, and I'm going to show the links at the end of this presentation. So you just clone the project, enter the directory, and run bash install sh. This will only ask you what's the title of the portal and whether this will be available on a URL. If you specify a URL that the DNS point to this URL and it's on the same server, it will try to get HTTPS certificates through Let's Encrypt and place it under your domain. Otherwise, it will just load on all interfaces without HTTPS. And at the end of it, you get an admin user created for you. Same more or less for the Docker installation, where the only command you have to run is docker compose app, and this starts on all interfaces. And there's a specific docker compose file to also produce an HTTPS certificate through Let's Encrypt. A few more tech stuff. Search is handled through PostgreSQL. It's full text search, so it doesn't matter if you start typing lowercase or uppercase. And by default, any metadata as a title or description gets indexed, but other metadata could be added to get indexed as EXIF metadata for images, as an example. And finally, I want to say that this works well on small and medium installations and comes without the need for something more heavy as Elasticsearch for complete indexing. Recommendations, something important. They're handled by a simple algorithm that searches for a combination of same category or tag heuristics. But other options are configurable and available. For example, show no recommendations or only show recommendations out of the same user. The application is built through Django, and Django REST framework powers the REST API, plus there is Swagger documentation for it. And the way Django works with React is not through a single page application, but rather as a mix of Django templates and React components. More specifically, Django handles URLs and routing. Django templates load and contain the IDs that will be populated by JavaScript. So when Django templates load, they pass information to JavaScript. They can pass anything as user information, for example. So the good thing with this approach is that SEO works well, pages load fast, and we can utilize existing Django applications that are very mature, as Django All-Auth, that comes with lots of pre-configured Django templates. We can easily edit the number of pages that are totally handled by Django, forms, for example, as the edit media form or the edit user profile form, or contact and about pages. We can customize these pages very easily on a vanilla installation, and even add or remove fields these forms. The bad news is, of course, that this adds some complexity that the developer has to encounter, since there is no clear separation in place as it's the default case of a single-page application where React only handles routing and consumes APIs from Django. So here, for example, the front-end engineers have to work with Django templates. It's not that hard, but it's yet another barrier to overcome. And that's especially true for front-end engineers that have only worked with SPAs. Video is the most important media type here, so it's also the most difficult. So I'd like to add some notes. When a media gets uploaded, the media gets identified, and in case this is a video file, there is some initial metadata extraction happening as duration and dimensions. Then a thumbnail is extracted so that it appears quickly on listings. A preview GIF is generated. So when we hover over a thumbnail, we see that preview GIF. Then there's a sprites file with the small images that are shown on the video progress bar. And finally, a transcoding task is created for each resolution and format combination that is enabled. At the end, HLS files are created. So I'm mentioning transcoding many times here. In case transcoding is a new word here, it's the conversion of original video files to other formats so that they are playable across different devices and video players on different qualities of streaming. This is the transcoding procedure. Some more characteristics to note when dealing with video. It's disk space. MediaCMS, we store the original version of the video plus all transcoded versions plus HLS versions. So that makes it 3 times the original file, more or less. Then it's network bandwidth, and this, of course, depends on the number of streams that are taking place. And I'd like to mention that transcoding is a very heavy CPU-intensive procedure. CPU is needed to get content transcoded, and it takes also time to do it. Let's see the roadmap for MediaCMS. The short-term roadmap is that there will be new management tools. For example, a page with all configurations, so that administrators don't have to edit text files. Internalization to handle multiple languages for the portal. Cloud storage and specifically S3 support, Amazon S3 support is #1 priority we are getting for the open source version. And we are going to add some basic media analytics. At the same time, there's a lot of exploration happening. We are looking on ways to organize content and make it more useful. We are getting requests to integrate with external services as the Amazon transcoders. So in this case, skip the transcoding part. And we are getting lots of requests to get content from YouTube or push to YouTube on easy ways. We're also working on an enterprise version that will have some extra functionality as subscriptions and payments, plus more custom workflows. So in case you like what you see, or in case you have already used the software and you want to contribute, if you're a developer, feel free to start working on any issue or that is already there, or any other suggestion that interests you. Once you open an issue or a draft pull request, we'll be able to discuss and suggest changes there. If you are in DevOps, please help us improve the Docker setup. And what is also needed is documentation and examples of runs on other environments, such as Heroku or Kubernetes. If you are in design or user experience, help us with providing themes, logos, anything that can improve the aesthetics. Or if you like writing technical content, you may participate on discussions on issues or on the discussion section help with documentation, write a blog post or article. And for all, you can help us with creation of tickets. For example, you can help when you confirm an issue, add some more context, how to reproduce it, even ask for more information by the initial person that has opened the issue, or even provide that special context yourself, or suggest solutions and workarounds. Finally, I would like to give, if I can, I would like to give some advice on or how to organize an open source project to facilitate cooperation and contributions, based on my experience, of course. So it's important that you have packaged the software in a way that can be run easily. Of course, Docker is #1 tool these days. Whatever can make to provide an easy installation experience, or ideally a one-click experience. Screenshots help a lot to attract user attention. Some demo instance is also a great way to get users to actually see what the project is doing without having to install it. And you might also be interested to set up a Q&A place and direct all discussion there. If you are on GitHub discussions is a great place. Otherwise, anything as Slack, Mattermost, or Discord will work. So the idea is that you direct all discussions there, even personal email that arrive on personal email, and anywhere else. Well, some advice that is easy to say but hard to do. Try to avoid having too many issues and pull requests open. You can even consider closing pull requests if they are inactive for a long time, because if they're inactive a long time and there's no discussion there, the maintenance effort to get them merged might not worth it after all. You can communicate where help is needed, even in places as a README. For example, you can state that you are available to provide mentoring, of course, if you have the time and energy to do that. You can also ask users to help create tickets themselves. And you can also utilize some practices, placing the good first issue label. So this gives the ability to new contributors to see what they can focus on. It's good when there's some contributor code of conduct where you specify how you expect the community to act. It's good that when you have contributors or authors files that you include everyone that has contributed there and you attribute their work. And I suggest that the quicker one can locally set up a dev environment that is fully working end-to-end. The easier it will be for them to start producing output and for the project to start receiving contributions. So definitely work on the developer's experience. Rather than having a generic create issue button, you can provide issue templates that make users be more verbose. For example, they have to select that this is a new feature or this is a bug. These are all handled by templates on GitHub or other systems as GitLab. You can also create a template. That's a good practice. You have a template where you state what is expected when people report issues. So you stop getting generic messages as this doesn't work on my laptop, because you have asked for information. For example, what browser, what operating system combination you are using, what did you try and it has failed, and more. Sustainability of open source projects. So if you don't already provide services on your open source project, you might want to consider providing some. In the case of MediaCMS, we were able to support the initial 6-month period of development by providing migration paths from legacy video systems to this new one as part of the services we offered. You may also want to consider participating on a global program that brings visibility and new users, as Google Summer of Code or the Linux Foundation mentorship. We participated on 2021 on Google Summer of Code. We have mentored a student, and the results of his work got merged to the project, while he got the experience to contribute to a project and get to know a lot around open source, software engineering, and contributions. There are some good lists that you can use. So if you are building like a self-host software, this list here is contains some amazing examples. They awesome self-hosted, but you are also welcome to post to the communities, the Django, the React, or any other technology community. People are interested to discover new projects and see what you are creating. This is it from my side. These are the links for MediaCMS and the GitHub project, plus my mail.